Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. In the last few weeks, I, along with many of these other people, have been asked by many, what's going on? What can we do to help? How can we stop this thing? And I've seen people come forward, and many of you getting your friends, neighbors, and coworkers engaged, and it's been a tremendous effort. But what we wanted to do today is kind of outline what has been taking place, what I've done at the federal level, and I just wanted to get that out so we'll know. I also have detailed information and packets of information that Richard Hedgecock and John Tidwell from my staff will be passing out. So I'd like to just go with a PowerPoint if we could, just to go over some things very quickly. If we could go to the first slide. Just to kind of go over the kind of a order of things that have happened. My office was first contacted on December 19th, 2011 by concerned citizen Lori Pettis, and you did a good job on the video, by the way, regarding the 40-acre tract at the southwest corner of 111th Street and 129th East Avenue in Broken Arrow. Other calls began coming in the next few days, and then was followed by some news reports. My office contacted A.D. Ellis and local elected officials in Broken Arrow to attempt to get a handle on the situation. It became rapidly clear that this was a very complicated issue involving municipal ordinances, state gaming compacts, federal legislation, and Indian law. Responding to the calls of my constituents, I issued my first letter to the National Indian Gaming Commission, and I have attachments of all that we can hand out, on December 23rd, registering my opposition to the site of the gaming facility and asking the National Indian Gaming Commission to deny the license. Discussions with concerned citizens and Creek tribal officials continued throughout the holiday week, including my office's first discussions with the leaders of this newly formed Broken Arrow Citizens Against Neighborhood Gaming. After the beginning of the new year, several other public elected officials went on the record with their opposition. It was during this time I met with Jared Cawley and Rob Martinick, and we began working with them to form a cohesive strategy. Our office began talking to Senator Coburn's office, and he and Senator Inhofe officially came out against the casino on January 5th. On January 6th, Senator Coburn joined me in writing a follow-up letter to the NIGC where we asked for answers to some very specific questions, which we believe prove the ineligibility of the facility in question. And we write these letters. Someone asked, why do you write these letters? We do because we're asking very specific legal questions, and many of them, and we want it in writing back from the government. We want it in writing. So if we go to the next slide. Some of the questions we asked are several, and Jared can kind of expand on that more from a legal perspective because it is very complicated, and he does have a background in Indian law. But these are some of the most pertinent questions we asked. We feel like this is the crux of the argument that they have. We want these answered. One of the questions we ask is, to date, has the National Indian Gaming Commission or the Bureau of Indian Affairs determined that the proposed location of the Kyalegi Tribal Town Casino in Broken Arrow qualifies as Indian lands under the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act? That's very important. If no determination has been made, and if it hasn't, we don't know, because the other side says things that aren't necessarily true, so we need the Gaming Commission who makes the decision to let us know. If no determination has been made, what issues are raised with respect to making an Indian lands determination with respect to the proposed location of the Kyalegi Tribal Town Casino? Next one. To date, has the National Indian Gaming Commission or the Bureau of Indian Affairs determined whether the Kyalegi Tribal Town exercises governmental powers? And I want Jared to expand on that because it's kind of comical how they determine that, this group. As required by the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, for gaming to occur on the land in question on the site of the Kyaligi Tribal Town Casino in Broken Arrow? What documentation, if any, has the National Indian Gaming Commission or the Bureau of Indian Affairs received verifying the existence of tribal jurisdiction by the Kyaligi Tribal Town over the land in question? If such documentation includes a transfer of jurisdiction from the Muskogee Creek tribe owners of the land proposed for the site of the Kyaligi Tribal Town Casino, what legal authority supports such a transfer of jurisdiction? What's next? Everyone asks, well, what can we do? I've written these letters, and I can tell you today, I do have a meeting on the 18th of next week to get the answers to these questions. The National Gaming Commission and the Bureau and the Interior Department are coming to my office on the 18th. So I fully expect to have answers to these questions, which will determine a lot, and it'll be very, very, very important. You know, what's really important too, when we go forward, is that we show the opposition that you've done. That's why it's so important. Everyone sign this petition if you haven't. If you could hold that up. We need more people to sign it. We have our pastors, our great pastors here against it, business leaders, neighborhoods, everybody opposed, because if they see this opposition, it will make a difference, a huge difference. Like the guy said on the video, we have justice on our side on this. We have justice on our side. Also, I'm looking at drafting legislation from the federal perspective that requires any casino, and this is something more of a long-term deal. We want to derail this thing in the short term, but going forward, we want to make sure that we don't allow casinos to be built next to neighborhoods, churches, and schools. We need to stop that. It's absolutely wrong when someone goes in and buys a home, one of their biggest investments, and they never in their wildest dreams thought a casino's going in their backyard. It's so important that we do that. Also, I know that at the state level, we have legislators here, our great legislators here, that are looking to do the same thing at the state level as well and address that. We're looking at local level as well, what any kind of ordinances we can do to stop this as well. But the beauty of this is all of you and all of us working together in a cohesive strategy to get this done at all levels, to get it done. And I can't tell you how important it is. And like someone said on the video as well, this is important. We have to make sure we get this accomplished. We have to fight, get everyone involved, make sure we stop this, because it will set a precedent. There's allotted land all over our community, and I'm trying to get a list of that to see where they all are. But what's going to stop this from happening? It's going to open Pandora's box all across our great community, all across this great state, and like the lady said on the video, across this country. We don't want to see this. So we have an obligation to fight to make sure this is accomplished. I'm going to do all I can at my level to help stop this. I want to tell you, I couldn't do it without your support, without the support of these people behind us. Thank you so much. And I want to turn it back over to Rob, who's going to introduce Jared, who will address this from a legal perspective. Thank you so much.